have you heard about the desk pets? If you have, you probably have wondered in one way or another what to do with them. How could I use those in my classroom so that they're not being destructive in any sort of way? They're not distracting the kids or the kids distracting other kids that are working. So yes, the earning of the class pets depends on each teacher. So I've decided that I am going to be giving them as a reward to the good behavior that they have. I am not quite sure of the whole process yet. We're still working through the little details on that. But one thing I do know is that I will be incorporating them in my classroom, and so I've decided that I'm going to get my very own set of desk pets. So I got these pets, desk pets. So the idea of the desk pets are for students to keep them at their table. Most teachers that I've seen on TikTok is that they are going to keep them for a week or two, and then they're going to send them home. Depending on the teacher, they have different activities that they want to do with them, and each person decides how to do them. So this is how I am going to use them in my classroom. You are more than welcome to use them however you want to, but this is just one idea of how that's going to look in my classroom. So first of all, these are the desk pets. So they're little miniature animals that students are going to earn, and the animals can vary in sizes and types and different kinds. So these here is a variety of all the different kinds that Amazon had. This is a whale, a little pony looking thing. Let me see, there you go. Then we have a giraffe and all sorts of other little creatures. This one is a rabbit. I know you can't see it because of the glare. But so the point is, students are going to earn one of these pets. You are going to pretty much let them do whatever they want, right? Well, I had a little problem with that because I really didn't want that to be a distraction to anybody, and not only a distraction but also a waste of time that we as teachers, we all know that we don't have. First of all, finding the time to incorporate these and showing my kids how to use them is going to take some time. So one of those things that I've decided that I'm going to do is allow them to work on their free time and during a STEM station that we are going to incorporate during either their literacy station or their math station. Why either one? Because during that station, STEM station, even if it's literacy, they're going to be reading and writing throughout that time. I have incorporated a whole bundle of activities that we can do with the desk pets idea. So first of all, we need a box. We need a box to have a setting for these desk pets. So what is the setting? The setting is going to be the environment that these pets are going to live in. So students can create any kind of setting. It can be the same kind of setting that a regular animal lives. For example, they can make the setting, the environment for this into a forest. It just depends on what your guidelines are going to be. You as a teacher can tell the students, but the idea of a STEM for me is to let the mind pretty much do what the mind does, wonder, and let the kids be kids during this little time, because they honestly, when do they even have time to be kids? They're always being told what to do, how to do it, but they're not letting their minds just flow and do what their minds are really asking to do, which is just be imaginative. As a kindergarten teacher, I have learned that you give them anything and they will produce, no matter how hard you thought it was going to be for a kindergartner, they're going to produce no matter what it is. At one point, one kindergarten year, students, we were talking about maps, and during that lesson, we did all sorts of activities with maps, just like you regular do during a kindergarten class for social studies. Well, my kindergartners took that above and beyond that lesson. They were making their own maps, hiding their own treasures, following a map during their free time, during station, or whenever they were done writing or doing an activity. They knew they had free time, so they would draw a map about the playground, on the playground, not on the playground. They would make a map of the playground. I can't even talk. But anyways, they would make that map. And whenever we went out to recess, they went and used that map, follow the map to do whatever their minds were telling them to do. They did not go off the perimeters for the recess, playground, whatever. They knew where they needed to stay, so they were staying right there where they needed to be. They never really fought over things, because it was like teamwork. You would see these little kids and they were working together with a map that one of them had created, and then one had created a map, and then the other one was creating another map, and all of a sudden all of them were creating maps. They had taken one little lesson that I taught into their own, incorporating into their own little lives outside during recess. So that tells me that they can do whatever they want, as long as they're being motivated. And their motivation was the playground, and they wanted to follow a map. Anyways, another year, they were starting to do cutout of different things that they wanted to do and create for their friends. They were creating cards and things, and I showed them how to cut and make cards for the kids, but I didn't think it was going to go above and beyond. But these kids were actually creating all sorts of things, and I was impressed about their drawings and their cutouts. And so that made me think, well, if I incorporate the desk pets into my classroom and STEM activity, they're going to produce, and I'm not going to necessarily give them a strict guideline of what needs to be done there. They're going to be free to do almost anything. Of course, there will be rules that they have to follow and all the things, but they're going to let their mind flow as long as they stay within a box. Let me tell you what that means. Is going to pretty much mean that we are going to provide the student with a box. The size of the box depends on you or whatever is available. What my idea of the box is going to be a box that is between a mini cereal box and a regular cereal box. Anything between those two sizes is going to be a good size for my class. Now you decide whatever it is. Because it can be a small box like this. It can be a small box that can look like this. It can be a big box that looks like this. So this is what we're going to do. Let me tell you. Students are going to be provided with different kinds of tools that I have available. Any materials that I have, I am going to put into this STEM station. I have straws, I have yarn, I have all sorts of things. I don't have them all pulled here, but what I am going to make sure that I always have is construction paper, glue, scissors, tape, and something to write with. Those are the main things. I'm pretty sure all classrooms will have these materials. If you don't have a box, then they can even create something on a construction paper. It doesn't matter. The mind will flow. I'm letting you know. I'm telling you that they will do whatever you need them to do, whatever they want to do. As long as you give them that time, they will provide whatever. They will show you that they can do it. So I'm going to make sure that they have these things. Next, I'm going to provide them with a box. The size of the box, like I said, depends on what you have available. For the box, if I don't have enough boxes for the whole classroom, in reality, you are not going to give this to the whole classroom at the same time. Why? Because the students need to earn their class pet based on their behavior. Now, once they earn their class pet, you're not allowed to take them away. I know how that sounds. I know. But they have earned that. And no matter what happens after they have earned that, they worked really hard to get to that. So please do not take them away. So once they have their pets, I'm going to provide them with a box. And then you can tell them that they can do whatever they want with it. They can cut it. They can do anything. So what I'm going to do with this box is I'm going to take this extra part right here. And then I'm going to show my kids whenever I work with my box, because I am going to do one as a whole class with my students. Before anybody earns anything, I will have one that we are going to work with as a whole class. We are going to earn one as a whole class. After we have earned that as a whole class, and we have done all the environment that we need to do for that pet, then I'm going to tell them, you know what, now it's going to be your turn to earn your own pet. So I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to provide them with the different kinds of activities, not necessarily activities, but the different kinds of paper that they need. All sorts, all colors that I have available. And then I'm going to let them flow pretty much. So what I'm going to do, they can do whatever they want. I have done a few activities, a few cutouts here that I'm going to show you. So let's say that I want to do a fence. Okay, I drew my fence, and what I did, I am going to make sure that I tell my students that I do not want these, or not that I don't want them, but that it's not a very good idea to cut them smaller than a finger. For them, it's going to be a thumb finger, a thumb, because if they make them thinner than this thumb, the sticks, they're not going to stay up. So they can do that as long as they're thick enough for them to hold that paper, then it's good. I drew, this is going to be the fence, and so these are the extra spaces that you see on the fence. They can either cut it out depending on the age. If it's a kindergartner, I'm just going to tell them to cut it here and then glue it on the paper. If it's a first grader, like I will be teaching this year, I think they're a little bit old enough to cut these out. So I'm going to draw that, and then what I did is I folded this part right here, so that way when they cut, I have something to glue this to on my paper. So fold it and then cut the pieces, and what you're going to end up with is pretty much this. Now if they forget that, oops, they were supposed to fold it before, then depending on their age, they can measure the same length on all of these pieces to fold. If they are not there, they can simply get an extra piece of paper that they have from whenever they cut, and they're going to use it as a measuring tool. Let's say I have these and I want to cut maybe something that fold something that looks like this. So I'm going to put it on here, the very end right here, and make a line so where I know where I need to fold. Same thing, make a line, fold, make a line, fold. That way they're all the same size. And this is because you want to have different kind of accommodations for these kids, because they're not at the same level. They're not all able to use a ruler. So this is a good way for them to know that they can cut there and it's the same size. Then after that, then they can go ahead and start gluing them however they want. Now, depending on how how old they are, they're going to be able to tell if this is big enough or not. If it's a kindergartner or first grader, I will have to definitely tell them, you have to make sure that you measure the size of it, make sure that it fits perfectly well, and then cut the extra. So what they can do, and they can glue it right there, and then fold it, cut it from here, and it's done to the size, right? So they can glue it to the back of the box however they want. I mean, this is depending on what they want to do. Or if they want to do something different, they can definitely do that. But I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the back of my box because my space is very limited. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The reason I folded these in case they want to do that is because if they wanted to stand out sort of like a 3D place right here, environment, the 3D environment, then they can go ahead and definitely do that. But because of the size of the box and thinking kindergarten, first grade, I'm going to go ahead and glue this. So they need the glue. So I'm going to make sure I add that glue to my pieces on all sides, right? And then I'm going to make sure that this is my downside of my box. Put this all the way in. Now it's measured. And you guys, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect for them. You have to let them know that this is by no way, no mean, there's no right or wrong for them to do something like this. So there it is. And then what I want to do is, okay, what else do they want to have on the floor? Oh, maybe they want to have some grass. Okay, so they're going to have extra paper. They're going to measure it. Okay, it looks about the same size, whatever. And then I'm going to, if I'm going to put it on the floor right there, I'm going to make sure that I measure it on the back. And I'm going to show them that they can do this. Put them in there and mark it right here on the sides where they need to pretty much fold or hold it and fold it. Hold it and fold it right there. And now it's measure for them. Now all they have to do is cut it out. If they mess up, it's okay. I always have to remind my kindergartners, because that's what I was teaching before, that it's okay. Like this one is bigger. Okay, I can cut a little piece or I can just leave it like that. For the meantime, I'm just going to leave it like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and put glue on there. And you always tell them not a lot, right? I know I'm not doing dot dot, but we're going to make sure that we're not doing a whole lot. There it is. There is my grass. Okay, what else is my box mixing? My kids can probably say, oh, maybe we can add some, we can add some clouds, some sun. Okay, so you teach them, okay, we're going to draw some clouds on a blue piece of paper. And then I'm going to make sure if I want a 3D sort of clouds, and I'll make the cloud, and then I'm going to make this little piece on top. Why? Because this is the piece that I'm going to fold back, put glue here, and glue it here. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So there, I already have my clouds cut out. So here it is. Here's my cloud. I'm going to glue it right there. And here it is, the other one. And they can do however many they want. I'm going to put this one on the very back so that they know that they don't have to stay just on the front. And then maybe they want to put a sun. Okay, then they draw sun and cut out the sun. They doesn't have to have the rays. It can be however they want. So they can have different sizes or whatever. I'm going to put the little one and I'm going to put it on the very back, or I can put it in the middle, however I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that. And then I'm going to put my sun right there. Oh, at this point I haven't even mentioned that my whatever pet they had, it's whatever environment they want to have. So first of all, they're going to earn their pets. I know I went into the whole making the scene, the environment first, but it doesn't have to be that way because they will definitely need to have earned their desk pet. So whatever desk pet they have earned, that's what they're going to make a home for or environment for. So I'm going to go ahead and make my environment for this piggy. Now, one thing I do want to mention is I will not allow my students, not necessarily allow, but I will recommend my students not to glue these on there. The reason being is because whenever they start working on it, they probably will change their mind on where they want to put their desk pet. So once their desk pet is made, they want to move it around. Maybe it wants to walk around because you want to give them time to play with it, make sure that they understand that it's a project and they are able to do whatever they want to do with it, but except, play around with other kids and be very interruptive with others. So they're not wasting their time. They're using their mind. They're using their creativity to do all of this. There will be a way of following the steps to doing this too. I will show it to you if I haven't yet. So here is my desk pet, and I can put my desk pet right there, and then I can add grass to it in the front or the back, however I want, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in the back. So what I did is pretty much the same thing that I did with the ladder. I made a line in the middle, then I started cutting all the pieces there, and then I can put it right in the front right here if I want to do that. Ooh, the piggy is behind hiding. Or I can definitely put it on the back. This is up to the kids. This is their creation, their ideas. They can put it on the back if they want to, whatever it is that they want to do with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the glue to that piece that I folded. That way it's right here. There it is. Again, you want to remind the students that it's okay. It does not have to be perfect because it's their creation and they will be proud no matter what. So here it is. And here's my desk pet. Now, after they are done with their environment, maybe they want to add some food. Maybe they want to add some kind of plate, some kind of whatever it is that they want to work with. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, the piggy wants to have a little bit of mud, right? So what I'm going to do on that grass that I just did, I'm just going to do a puddle. Doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be cut exactly on the lines. So I'm going to pretty much add a little bit of mud here for the piggy, and I see the lines, and I'm going to choose to put my glue on the side of the lines because it's not necessarily perfect. And I'm going to move my piggy here. Oops, sorry piggy. And I'm going to put it on the bottom right there. No, there it is. There it is. And I'm going to add a little food tray for this piggy. So I'm going to use what color? Orange, red. Let's use red. This is up to you, to them, however they want to do it. So I'm going to draw a circle. This will be the plate, but I want it to be 3D. So there is my oval, not even circle, and then I'm going to make these little two handles on the outside, looking almost like a watch. So that is where my piggy is going to eat. And why does it have two handles like a watch? The reason is because I'm going to fold those. Actually, I needed to make them longer, so let me show you again. I'm going to make this a circle, and I'm going to make the handles longer, way longer. If the kids are able to do the two at the same time, then they can do it, but because most kids are not going to, I'm going to go ahead and cut them like this, two at the same time. I mean, one at the same, on each side. Cut around the oval and around, all the way around that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them together, fold them a little piece on the end. The reason is because I want to make sure that these fold in, and then I'm going to fold this down and down. So now it looks like a table. So the food is going to be right here, and students can draw whatever they want. So maybe I'm going to make some circles and maybe some leaves or some little pieces here, because this is the food that is going to do, to eat from. Then I can do another one just the same for the water. So we're gonna do this, put that there on those little ends right there, and there we go. I'm going to put that right here. I don't think I put enough glue on my grass because it's coming apart, so let me do that first. There we go. Now it's stained, so I'm gonna put some more glue there. Put it there. And I may have to squeeze it down a little bit more because it's way higher than the pet. So there it is. It's a 3D food thingy. And there is my piggy that's going to eat there. After students are done, then they can go ahead and you can take a picture of it. They can take a picture of their creation and use it for their journals, because whenever they're done, they will have to reflect on what it means for them to have something like this. Not necessarily like this, but they're going to reflect on their creation, and they're going to think, okay, what did I do that I liked, and what did I do the next time that I get a new pet? How can I make it better, or how can I fix things that I didn't like, or how can I replicate what I did that I liked, and that I am going to continuously do that for the next one. So there's that one. And they can definitely do another box when they're done with it and they earn a second pet. They have to earn the next pet. And then they can create a new box. This time I have left the flap here. However you want to do it, like you show them that they can do that. This time students can probably glue the clouds and the sun on the top instead of making it 3D like we did that way, or maybe they can still do it. In this case, if I wanted to stay up, I'm going to make sure that I do like a little watch again, so that way I can put the little pieces here and then it can stay there. So it's up to their imagination to do whatever they want. Let them be kids. Let them imagine what it is that they want to do with their creation. I bet that they will be so proud of themselves after they're done with their desk pet. Alright, so we're going to go into part 2 of the video, so that way I can show you how it all gets done. And don't forget to subscribe so that way we can get more fun videos for you.